Hey everybody, Misaki here, and welcome back to another episode of Shining Force. Sorry for the long pause, but we actually still have not gone through all of the pre-recorded episodes at this point. In this episode, we are actually going to head out and face Elliot on the battlefield here shortly. But I'm going to approach this fight a little differently because there is a bit of a gap between before you actually face him and when you start. So I'll explain that once we get to it. In the last episode, we got to this town here, which was Peo, and we had found out that Peo was actually a nomadic town of wagons that travel around the valley here, or well, it's a prairie. And after they ask us to step out of, after they ask us if they can leave, they travel on, and this is all that's left. We're nowhere near where the actual town itself was, though, at the moment. So with all of that said, in the last episode, I went through this battle once to get one heat axe. I still forgot to equip that before I started the video, so I'll show that right now and show you guys the heat axe. And that's... Oop, nope. Come on. Ah, okay, I guess you can't equip it right now. But the heat axe... the heat axe is this item right here. If you are using both Gort and Luke in this fight, you want to run through this fight twice, regardless whether you are actually needing the experience or not. If you don't need it as much, you just want to run through the fight until you kill the lizard man that has the heat axe, which I'll point out that lizard man in the fight when we get into it. And if not, then you just want to kill him as many times until you have the heat axe for as many warriors as you want, which at this point you should really only have one or two. But something you can actually do is, in this fight, if you felt so inclined, aside from all the experience and money you would get to help you along, you could actually keep leaving the fight and coming back to kill the lizard man, and keep grabbing a couple heat axes for yourself to sell for some extra cash. Alright, so with that said, let's actually leave and start the fight here. Just gonna head out over here, and we will head right into the fight when we leave. Oh darn, he's not gonna say it anymore. Okay, when you start this fight, Elliot's right here with his army, and there is some dialogue that happens at the start. Elliot talks about being faithful to King Romladu and stopping you because that's what he was commanded to do, but he wants you to stop Darksoul nonetheless. And then Nova warns you that Elliot is one of King Romladu's strongest knights, or captains, or whatever the heck he is. He's General Elliot, I think, actually. I don't remember off the top of my head. But he's one of the army's strongest commanders, so be extra careful when fighting him. And then the reason that I'm going to actually do this a little differently than I've done other fights is because, as you can see, there is this big gap of space between where you start right here and where they are over here. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to sit there and just watch me move everyone down across the middle of the field here for about maybe 5 or so minutes and doing nothing besides talking. So what I'm going to do different is, shortly here in a minute or so, I'm going to cut the video, and when we come back, we're going to be right before the point where we start facing these guys off, so we'll be right back into the action when we come back. Alright, so with that said, I will see you guys once we get right into the action here. Okay, so before we actually cut off to the point where we're about to fight, one thing I forgot to do here is I forgot to go over the enemies in the fight that are brand new to this field. So we have a couple High Priests here, some Lizard Men and Pegasus Knights. Those guys aren't new. Some Silver Knights which started in the last fight, which came into play in the last fight. And as you know, the Lizard Man, the Silver Knights, and the Pegasus Knights can all hit incredibly hard. Elliot here, who is our boss, has 60 HP, 32 attack, 17 defense, 5 move, and 16 agility, and he is equipped with a longsword. And like every other boss, at the end of every round he regenerates a little bit of health. This, on the other hand, is a brand new enemy, Artillery. It has 14 HP, 24 attack, 15 defense, 4 move, and 14 agility. Now, what will happen here is none of these guys are going to move until you get a decent bit closer to everyone. Sorry if that sounds confusing, but like, everybody here is going to stay where they are, and then once you get about, I'm going to say right here or so, this front group up here is going to start moving towards you, and then shortly after, these 3 Pegasus Knights in the back are going to start moving towards you as well. Everything in the back here, the Silver Knights, obviously that's Elliot's healer, and the Artillery will stay by him as basically his guard. So once you take out the Pegasus Knights, the Lizard Man, and the Cup... Well, actually, let me make a little revise to that. The Lizard Men and the Pegasus Knights will move out and attack you. These 2 Dark Priests are actually not going to move out at all while these guys are attacking you. So you take those guys out, and then you'll move forward and you'll start attacking these Dark Priests, and these Dark Priests are close enough that as you're starting to fight them, the Silver Knights are going to actually start attacking you at that point. So then while you're dealing with the Dark Priests, you'll have to take on the 4 Silver Knights, but the Artillery and the Dark Priest by Elliot will not move, and neither will he. He never moves in this fight. So then what happens at that point when you start taking on the Silver Knights is the Artillery is going to move up here next to him, and the Dark Priest is going to move here to be kind of a guard around him. And the Artillery can actually hit pretty hard, and it is a ranged enemy, so it can attack a couple squares away, so you want to be careful not to stand too far away or too close. Well, actually, I don't think it can hit directly in front of it. Let me check my notes here for a second. Alright, here, let's scroll down here a bit. I don't really mention anything about the Artillery there, but yeah. It's basically like an archer, so I'm pretty sure if you get right up in front of the Artillery, if I remember this properly, if you're right in front of it or next to it, it can't hit you. If you're 2 squares away, it'll be able to hit you. So don't put anything 1 space away from the Artillery, because they'll get hit by it and take a decent chunk of damage. So that's about all there is as far as Elliot and the battle formation goes about how they approach you in this fight. And the new enemy of the Artillery, at least for this fight. They start showing up in fights past this too, but that's basically what it is. They're just basically a heavy hitting ranged enemy. So with all of that said, now the next time that I see you guys will be when we're actually about ready to start fighting everyone, so we'll see you then. Okay everybody, welcome back. At this point we've moved a pretty far decent ways from where we started into the battlefield here, and so as the enemies, I forgot, they actually do move into somewhat of a formation at the start of the fight, or at least the Lizard Men and the Pegasus Knights do, like I said. And if I move too much further, I won't be able to show you what the formation they take is that you start approaching before you start fighting them. So right now we're on Balveroy's turn. I did have him where I wanted him, but I have to move out of where that to show you the formation here. So what happens is the 2 Dark Priests stay like that towards the back of everyone, essentially. And the Lizard Men move in a formation somewhat like this, and then the Pegasus Knights move around into those spots like that, more or less, till they look like this. And this is the Lizard Man that has the heat axe that you want to get So that's the one you want to go after. He can be, I think, a different one depending on how they moved. But like, that's how you want to check it. Just go over the lizard men and hit A until you see one that has a red X and it says heat X. And make sure the person that kills him has a spot open in their 4 items so that they can actually grab it when it gets dropped. So you can give it to one or both of your warriors or potentially sell it. Now you can only use the heat axe twice before it starts to crack. And once it says that it's cracked, once it says that it's cracked, you can't actually use it a 3rd time without it breaking and losing it forever. And it costs money to repair it, but you can fix it. So you're just better off, in my opinion, more or less so using it as a regular weapon. I can't equip it on Gort right now, or Luke right now, because it is actually a promotion-only weapon, meaning that I can't use it on anyone until they've been promoted. Right now I had Bulbasaur right there because that was where I was going to place him. So I got Tales of Zestiria. I really liked the game. There's a couple things I was a little down about that they didn't actually put into the game. If anyone else got it, let me know what you thought about it. I'm not going to move him that far up. That would be kind of risky, a little too much. So I played through it all the main story all the way. I'm now into post-game content. I got the post-game DLC as well right now. I finished all of the Crucibles. All I really have to do now is finish the Calyx, finish the Hexen Isle, take out the boss after doing all of that, and then take out the strengthened up and take out the strengthened final boss from doing that. In case that's confusing, like after you finish the optional side story in post game, the final boss of the game gets strengthened and he's harder. So after I finish this last thing, the final boss of the game should be harder. And then aside from that, then I'll start doing the DLC post-game content. And after that, I'll just start a new game plus. I think I'm going to leave the leader right there for now, actually. I don't want to risk too much. I'm going to leave Lau right there, that way he's right near the leader in case he gets hit. They're not moving yet, but trust me, the next couple of moves forward, someone should be moving out towards us. I think the only reason they haven't yet is because I have everyone too close together still. Now, let's see, maybe those 3 are finally now far enough out where they're going to start attacking me. Oh, no. The Pegasus Knight did not move out to attack us yet. That's really interesting. Alright, come on, Elliot. Now, I am going to try to cut this a little shorter than under 20 minutes on this part of the video, because I have the other couple of videos to add into it that'll add about maybe 4 or 5 minutes to it. So, you know, it might run a little longer than they usually do, but that would be the reason why, in case anyone might be wondering what the heck is going on, a little longer video here. Waiting for these guys to move out. They usually do by now. There we go. Alright, he is attacking Luke. Luke takes 1 damage. When we get back to my turn, I'll mention something else that I forgot to say during the start of the whole video here. As I did have about 4 characters that got a level when I was grabbing the first. Well, I hope that doesn't affect the video. As I was saying, I mentioned something right now that I forgot to mention at the start of the video. That happened when we were doing the practice run of this to get the 1 axe for one of the 2 warriors here. When I did the fight off-screen, Gort leveled up to level 13, Bulbasaur went up to level 10. The leader, Max, who I've named Hero, went up to level 12, and May went up to level 13. Aside from that, as I showed you, Luke was the one that killed the lizard man with the heat axe and got it. So that's all there is about that. And we're gonna have Luke attack the Pegasus Knight here back. Luke attacks, does 9 points of damage, got 16 experience. Alright, I'm gonna move Chris down and around so she's a little closer to everyone. Alright, this Pegasus Knight's attacking Wolveroi. He suffers 4 points of damage. Not too bad so far. And so we already got a lot of these guys on us right now. Now we have another one on us, but they're attacking Gort, who's a tank, so no worries there. Yeah, I was going to record last night, but I forgot that I had to go through this fight once off screen to get one of the axes. So you guys didn't have to sit there and watch me go through this fight twice. I should have shown the first part of that fight anyway so you could have seen the dialogue, but, you know, live and learn kind of thing. We're going to have Can attack this Pegasus Knight, and the Knight evades, gains 1 experience. Sucks, but Pegasus Knights do have a decently high evade, so don't know what else to tell you there, really. Cast Blaze 2 on these two guys up here with Tau. Does 8 points of damage to the first one, and 8 points of damage to the second one, doing 8 points to both the Lizard Man and the Pegasus Knight. It got 18 experience. Yeah, why not? Love may attack this Pegasus Knight. Of course, the Pegasus Knight dodges her attack as well. Just lovely. We're going to have May do the same, except she's going to attack more of them in her attack. Alright, so May attacks the first Lizard Man for 8 points of damage. The Pegasus Knight for 8 points of damage, finishing it off. Another Lizard Man for 8 points of damage. And then Pegasus Knight for 9 points of damage. And she got 48 experience and 180 coins. Level increased to level 13. Defense increased by 2. Hit points increased by 2. She now has freeze level 2. Awesome. That'll come in handy. Right, another Lizard Man's attacking Luke. Oh shit! Sorry for swearing there. Lizard Man got a critical hit killing Luke on me. That's not any good. Alright. Another Lizard Man moves up and attacks Henri and does about 9 points of damage. Doing quite a bit of damage to her, thankfully not killing her. So I definitely have to heal her. Alright, so our leader got 12 experience and 150 coins for taking out the Lizard Man. Sorry, I didn't catch how much damage he did there. I'm gonna have Gort attack this one. Gort attacks for 16 points of damage, defeating the Lizard Man. Got 9 experience and 150 coins. And he got the other Heat Axe, so I don't have to transfer the Heat Axe over to anyone. And of course now they're going to go after the leader, because he's open. He takes 9 points of damage from the attack. Can I bring you over to the leader? Yes, I can. Alright, we're going to have Lau heal the leader. And I'll have Chris heal Henri. If Henri goes down, I'm scrapping this recording. Pegasus Knight attacks Gort. Gort takes 2 damage. That's just me fiddling with something on the desk for a second there. Alright, Lizard Man attacks Gort. He takes 4 points of damage. Have Ken attack this Lizard Man here. Sorry, clearing my throat there. Inflicts 13 points of damage, attacks again doing another 12 points of damage, killing the lizard man from full health. Got 19 experience and 150 coins. Way to go, Ken. Move Balboa up and attack this Pegasus Knight. He does 5 points of damage and gains 13 experience. As far as games I'm looking forward to, I'm not too into Fallout enough to really be into Fallout 4. I know that might disappoint some people, but you know. I've been watching Rise of the Tomb Raider, and although it's not out for PS4, something I read did say that early next year it's going to be out for PC, and then by the end of the year it should be out for PS4, so next year I'm planning to potentially get Rise of the Tomb Raider. That game looked really good. Oh darn, I wanted to move her to attack. I thought she could hit something right there, but I guess not. So yeah, Rise of the Tomb Raider there. What else? Gonna get Boss Monster and Ascension for Christmas, or I'll try to. Alright, Tau, hit them both for 8 experience, level up to level 13, attack increased by 2, speed increased by 1, hit points increased by 1, maximum magic went up by 1. Alright, let's heal Henri while we can. Alright, heals Henri for 11 points of damage. Chris gains 15 experience. Move Balboa there so that the Pegasus Knight can't move in and attack Henri again. Alright, there's another 5 points of damage to the Pegasus Knight, defeating it. Balboa got 48 experience and 180 coins. Alright, let's move in the big guns here. Xylo. Xylo attacks. 14 points of damage, defeating the Lizard Man, got 9 experience and 150 coins. But aside from those couple, aside from Tomb Raider, I don't know if there's any games coming out otherwise that I'm too terribly interested in at the moment that I know of. Okay, they're gonna attack the leader again, I know that much. Attacks the leader, does 7 points of damage. Attack this Pegasus Knight. Of course, the Pegasus Knight evades. He gets 1 experience. Man, I have to heal Gord and the leader still. Or we'll have to heal Gord and the leader again, essentially. Let's see if Ken can actually connect an attack on this Pegasus Knight. Nope. Missed, got 1 experience. I hate how much these guys evade your freaking attacks. It's really annoying. Alright, so attacks the leader, he takes 5 points of damage there. We'll have him try to attack the Pegasus Knight here. Nope. 3 attacks on them, they all missed. Really annoying. Need some physical attacks here to connect on these Pegasus Knights game. Alright, so allow heals leader for 12 points of damage. And he gets 10 experience. I'll probably go for a couple more minutes before I cut this short. So I'm not quite sure exactly how long this will be, but I don't want to go too far past 20 minutes, and like I said, not going to be entirely sure how long it'll be because I have a couple videos from cutting that I have to edit together. Darn it! Dodged Maze attack as well. Urgh. Really getting on my nerves there, Pegasus Knights. What the heck? Wow. They are really giving me a hard time right now. The LP curse at its fullest right now. Dodged about 7 attacks in a row. What the heck? Ugh. This is crap, game. Thank you. Gort finally connects, doing 11 points of damage and got 14 experience. I blame the game. I don't blame the characters on my team. I'm gonna blaze through this guy because I'm getting tired of this. Alright, so Tao inflicts 13 points of damage. Got 17 experience. I don't think she can cast Blaze 3 again, which would stink, because having that to cast on Elliot would be nice, but I do have Freeze 2 that I can cast on him right now. I'm just using this to check out if I needed to heal the leader anymore. Alright, so we're going to have Chris go over and heal Gort. He recovers 10 hit points from that. And Chris gains 10 experience. Alright, Barbara, you move up and attack the Lizard Man here. He inflicts 8 points of damage and gets 9 experience for it. Yeah, you're gonna attack the leader, I know. Nice! The leader evades the attack. Because he's being a big dumb jerk. The leader's not being a jerk, the Pegasus Knight was being a big dumb jerk for avoiding so many attacks like that. Ah, what the heck am I doing? My finger was on the wrong key there. Alright, so I guess they're gonna get some turns now, so we have to wait a moment. Pegasus Knight attacks Gort. Gort takes 2 points of damage. Alright, Ken, connect. I believe in you. Ah, darn it, he evaded again. Ken gets 1 experience. I'm sorry if my voice sounds off, but it actually feels like my throat's hurting a little bit right now. Potentially a little rough. And possibly sore a tiny bit. And now the Lizard Man is going to attack the leader, of course. Suffers 8 points of damage. I have to heal him again. Alright, I want to get back to one of my turns here. Alright, so I'm seeing we're at about 18.5 minutes here, so I'm going to cut this off now because we're probably a little over 20 minutes total when it comes to me editing everything together at this point. So I will see you all in the next video where we continue this fight and try to defeat Elliot here. And hear what his last words are that he might potentially have to say to us before he dies. Sorry if that spoiled anything, potentially. But we know what you expect. You are fighting him, you're not just holding back. So with all of that said, everybody, I will see you all in the next one, where we continue this fight and advance on our path to stop Dark Soul and see what is actually going on with everything here. And try to free King Romildo upon his request that he gave us in the previous video and payout. Remember to subscribe, like, and leave a comment if you want, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.